What's up guys, welcome to another video. This is Charlie Lin. Alright, here I'm back doing YouTube videos again. Yes, I'm still doing okay, everything is fine. Right now when you're watching this video, I'm no longer in China, I've already come out of China and right now I'm in Europe. Specifically, I'm in Portugal, I'm in Lisbon. And I just finished a wonderful meeting with the local ASIC Miner reseller, as well as a local ASIC Miner repairer, like technician who can help to fix some of the Antminers or what's miners. I remember posting something on Instagram and some other platforms that I had a meeting with Go Xiao and someone posted a comment like, "Hey Charlie, it's great to see that you're still doing okay." Yes, I'm still doing okay. If I'm not doing any more videos, it doesn't mean I'm not doing okay. But I do think that I really need to do a new video very soon. And I will definitely be posting more videos. In order to make videos more easily in the future, I have used much simpler gears like, just this desk lamp as a lighting solution and a very much simpler microphone. And just hoping that in the future I can make videos a lot more easily and a lot faster. And I follow the advice given by DJ Mines that I should zoom more in for people to see me closer. And I will tell you the reasons why I haven't been doing videos in a very many past few months. I have primarily worked in the evening of China time. I didn't sleep most of the nights. I didn't sleep until like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. or even 8 a.m. So that hasn't been good for me physically. Every time I go to office again, it looks like everybody is just coming out of the office. There was still a time point when I really wanted to do a video for the Altminer M2, which has a great potential, not just for Casper mining, but also for other coins. So that is the feature with FPGA miner. It is not ASIC miner, but it is very powerful. It is like very universal. To put it in perspective for you, it is like Android system, which is open source, very programmable with other types of mining with other coins. Anyway, I canceled the idea of doing the Altminer video because back then, the Ice River miners were really popular and the mining community was like, "Oh, Ice River, you're the best." Some people have been asking, Ice River can be a scam. Anyway, I'm not saying bad things about Ice River, and it did turn out that Ice River is not a scam company. They actually have these miners coming out, including the powerful KS2 and recently the KS0. And I've taken orders for approximately like 20 KS0. It is a really popular miner, although I'm not doing any promotion for it. Okay, so that's about the reasons why I didn't do videos. In this video, I'm going to tell you about my plans for traveling, and my next stop will be other countries in Europe, and I will be attending the Miami Mining Disrupt. So if you're going to that show, let me know, let everyone know that you'll be going to that place, and I really look forward to meeting you there. And next, I really would like to give you my personal observations on the general market for ASIC miners and mining after talking to numerous people from both China and across the world. And after that, I will be giving you updates on the specific models of ASIC miners, including the Antminers and some other brands. Well, first thing first, I'd like to talk a little bit about the European market. Well, I'm in Europe right now itself, and I've just been in Lisbon, Portugal for like 3 or 4 days, and my next stop will be in Geneva in Switzerland to visit a really good friend of mine, which I made back in college. My next stop would be going to somewhere very close to Basel in Switzerland. It is a place in France, and my next stop after that will be in Paris. I've never been to Paris, and hopefully I'll be meeting with the miner resale company over there. And after that, I will be going to Ireland to meet mineshop.eu Guntis. Okay, so talking about the European market for mining, it is a really small market. I've met with a reseller here in Portugal, and he thinks he is the #1 biggest reseller for crypto mining equipment over here. So you can imagine this is a very small market, and the entire European market is a very small one. And that guy I talked to that fixes the ASIC miners is also making an opinion like Europe is so small, we have to expand to US, we have to move to other places in the world like Paraguay or Canada. I think this is a good point because Alright, my camera just stopped working for a while and here I'm back. My camera has this heating issue. I really need a good solution for video making. Okay, so I was talking about that the European market is a very small market for mining. If you're a reseller, maybe this is a good thing because you can just be among the very few set of sellers out there for this same number of customers. But I don't think this is a good thing because the competition is not just the continental, it is not just the local. You have to compete with the miners worldwide. There are way more powerful miners and way more capable miners all around the world, especially in the US or even from China. Although mining is banned over there, I really think that it's not just the resellers, but also the individual or the industrial miners should think about like moving out of Europe. There's just a lot of pains for mining here in Europe. The import has been very difficult. The customs office would be giving you a lot of questions about, hey, what are these boxes? How much are they? Oh, we want to charge you 500 euros for every miner as import duty. If we export miners to the US, it is a lot easier. It is tax-free if we declare the value of the shipment under $800. I really would like to pitch this idea to the mining community in Europe. Don't just think about mining in Europe. We probably can ship the miners just to Canada or US or any other countries other than Europe. And another big benefit you'll be getting is that the electricity rate will be a lot better than mining in Europe. I heard that some people have been getting cheap electricity. That's because they're doing some special ways, and I don't think that's very much sustainable. There's always risk with that. Okay, so that's pretty much a little talk about the European market for mining. Let me move on to talk about my general observations on the ASIC miners market. So the first observation is that the cryptocurrency miners have been going down and down for a very long period of time. And my second observation is that although they've been going down and down, there is still a bottom, all right? Recently, we still have the bottom for the S19J Pro Plus 120 terahash. And, pretty much for all the models of miners, it looks like it to be picking up again. A lot of you guys may think, oh, we shouldn't buy because it's always going down. We don't know the bottom. Let's just wait, but it does look like the distributors do have a limit. They have a certain cost when buying these miners, and they don't want to lose too much. I'm sure there are a lot of you guys feeling confused. Today, the Bitcoin prices goes down, but the ASIC miner prices have not been going down, all right? It is up. You may also find, the miners have not become more expensive, even when the cryptocurrency prices have been going up. To analyze this bizarre phenomenon, I believe there are three curves that we can talk about. The first curve is the Bitcoin prices. Without talking about this curve, we're not talking about cryptocurrency mining. We're just talking about traditional type of business imports of cameras or computers or oranges. And another curve I believe is the buying interest. People's confidence in mining. Well, the Bitcoin prices could be going up, but it doesn't mean that you will just be immediately more confident about mining. And the third curve, I believe, is the seller's confidence curve. It is how confident are the sellers about their prices? Are they confident to make the price higher? Are they confident that they would like to keep the price the same? For example, for the model of S19J Pro Plus 120 terahash, back then, the market was saturated with the distributors' orders delivered from bitmain. Everyone got thousands of S19J Pros in their hand. So some distributors' confidence was very low because everyone has this particular model. Most of the distributors have a lot of pressure. Hey, I need to pay the bills. I have employees to pay. A lot of them, they have to drop the price. Or when they take the orders, they just take the miners from those who offer the low prices. After those discouraged distributors sold out their S19J Pro Plus 120 terahash, they start to bring the price back. So that is a very important curve, all right? I would like to say these type of distributors are those that cannot hodl very well. Just like some people, they cannot hodl their coins very well. I'm not saying they're stupid. Well, this is a psychological reason. The market is not just entirely financial, and every financial decision entails a certain psychological thinking behind it. All right, so that is my theory of three curves in the ASIC mining market. So the next time when you're talking about the ASIC mining prices, don't just focus on the cryptocurrency prices, you should also give consideration to some other factors. How people believe in mining and how the sellers believe in the machine's prices. After talking about the three curves, what is the deep reason behind it? And after talking to a bunch of distributors in China, before I came out of China to Europe, I had like 10 or nearly 20 meetings with distributors. I try to ask everybody's opinion about mining, about how confident they are about the future of this business. And I've started to arrive at this conclusion that they think, as compared with 2020, 2021, the mining community has become smarter. You know what I mean? And they don't feel that is a good thing. Well, I'm not saying they're bad to think in that way. I'm just saying it's business, right? They feel like, oh, the miners are not as easy to fool as before. You know what I mean? Well, a good example is in 2021, there was a miner called KD5. The price skyrocketed as the Kadena skyrocketed. Oh, people's confidence in the coin and in mining are both stronger and stronger over the period of time. So is that still the same thing in 2023? No, people have become smarter and even themselves have become smarter. In the past, they would like to hodl the machines like KD5 or even KD6. Well, the KD6 was a terrible idea. It was a nightmare. So today we have the miner like Ice River KS2, KS3. Typically we have the bitmain Antminer KS3. So far, I have not heard any distributor is hodling this model. And I personally have received 0 orders for this model KS3. I believe the reason is because people don't want this to repeat the case of KD5 and the KD6. And the KD5 was quite good because even though the machine prices was going all the way up, mining profitability was quite good. But the case with KD6 was a complete disaster. So if you ask me about the opinion of KS3, think about KD6. Think about what happened with KD5. And that is one of the reasons I've never tried to promote the KS3 or any Casper miner except the Altminer M2 because I think that was a really inexpensive miner. If you lose everything, you don't lose too much. And it would be a good idea as a hobbyist miner. It is something that you can afford to lose completely. And you still enjoy the journey and you still enjoy the game of Casper mining. I believe there's a lot of hype with this coin. I remember many months ago, before I got to know about Ice River or the Altminer M2, there was a guy from America. It's a client, a potential client. He told me he did a lot of GPU mining for Casper and he has seen the Casper coin going all the way up and up. Okay, so this is something good. The mining community, you have become smarter. Here in Portugal, it is really dry. I really like the weather here, but you do feel dehydrated from time to time, so the water is gold. Okay, so that's pretty much about my general observation on the ASIC mining market. Right now, I'm going to give you, as usual, the specific updates on the ASIC miners, brand by brand, model by model. So by brand, there is only 2 brands. First is Antminer, and the second is other brands. So other brands include Goldshell, Miner, Ice River, and Jazz Miner. Okay, just for today. Okay, first of all, Antminers. For Antminers, we have to talk about their Bitcoin miners and the Altcoin miners. Let's talk about the Bitcoin miners first. So some popular and interesting models to mention for the Antminer Bitcoin miners including S19j Pro Plus 120 terahash, S19j Pro 100 and 104 terahash, and of course S19 XP 141 terahash, and lastly S19 90 terahash. Okay, so number 1, S19j Pro plus 120 terahash. As I mentioned before, in the general observation, the market has been going down and down, and it is finally picking up again because the market does have a bottom. The price even in pre-order phase was really high. When the 120 terahash became available, the price is even less than the pre-order price. So that made a lot of people regretting their decision in pre-ordering the miner. That is the biggest risk in the futures. You may believe, oh, you're getting a good deal because you ordered in this miner earlier. But it did turn out that in the bearish market, it could be wrong. It's like you're paying a price because you think you can save some money, but when the miner turns ready, you can save more money. So definitely think twice before you pre-order anything because right now we're in a bearish market. So S19J Pro plus 120 terahash is exactly a good example of that general observation. This miner, as soon as it got ready, just went down and down and down for many weeks until all those lowest prices were sold out and the market showed this sign of scarcity. There's no more inventory for this model. I don't know if that's fake because some people could just hodl the machine, refusing to resell. Anyway, the price has coming back again, but it still has not reached back to the level of pre-order phase. However, I did hear some people, including the miners and also the distributors, and including that guy I met here in Portugal that is doing this repairing of the machines. They all seem to reflect that this model could be having some quality issues because this miner is using exactly the same heatsink as the S19 miners. I have a video for that. I'm going to put the link over here. You can have a look at that. So that is going to be an issue, all right? So it's heads up. This miner is good, but it is also having some quality concerns. And the typical 100 and 104 terahash seem to have more durable quality. Okay, so the next thing is S19J Pro 100 and 104 terahash. They used to be the most popular Antminers for Bitcoin, especially the 104 terahash. And there seems to be the difference between S19J Pro 104 terahash and S19 Pro 104 terahash. Without a J over there, it looks less popular. I don't know if there is any real difference between the two models. If you have any specific personal experience with these two different models, just with the difference of J or not, give us your opinion in the comment section. I think that will be a lot useful for people that would like to save some money because the model without the J over there is less expensive. Anyway, the feedback for these two models have always been good as compared with the newer model 120 terahash. And the price of these two models have been really good. It is better than ever before and it's really stable. The price is less than the 120 terahash. It does look like a very good deal. It looks like a bottom. And as I said before, the market does have a bottom, all right? Meaning the price can go up. I feel like it is really much like the bottom price of S19J Pro 120 terahash just a few weeks ago. Anyway, this is not a financial advice. I'm not smarter than anybody. You need to decide for yourself. Or you can discuss with me and we can always communicate with each other over the changes of the prices. Okay, the next thing is S19 XP 141 terahash. It is so far the most powerful air cooling Antminer for Bitcoin, and it's really advisable to choose this machine if you are having really high electricity cost in a country like Europe or America. If you're in a market like in Middle East, if you're having like almost free electricity, you can mine with S19 90 terahash because it is consuming a lot of power, but you're getting the Bitcoin for free. So that comes to the last model I would like to talk about, the Antminers for Bitcoin mining. It's S19 90 terahash. For many weeks, it seems to be the cheapest miner. It is not the literal cheapest miner because we have some less powerful machines, but it does look like the cheapest popular Bitcoin miner because it is said to be capable of being overclocked for much higher performance. However, I did hear that there might be some side effect if it overclock any machines. There could be damage. The machine could have less life because of such changes. And interestingly, the price of this machine has finally come up, probably because in the past few weeks, the Bitcoin prices seems to be very stable around $30,000. But there's another model called 86 terahash, which is also under the same S19 series. The price seems to be slightly better, or at least it looks very stable. But I don't know if it can be overclocked as much as S19 90 terahash. If you have any personal opinion about these two different machines, 86, 90 terahash, give us your opinions in the comment section. That would be very much useful information for the mining community. Okay, so that's with the Bitcoin mining for the Antminers. Let me give you some updates on their altcoin mining. So for altcoin mining, we have to talk about KS3, for Casper mining, and the E9 Pro for Ethereum Classic, and lastly L7, the classic model for Altcoin, for Dogecoin. Okay, so first thing first, KS3. I don't think I need to talk too much about this model because I pretty much touched on this model a lot in the previous section. It is a miner that is really powerful, but it has a lot of risk. Before you purchase this miner, I hope that you can seriously consider what happened with the case of KD6, KD5 with Goldshell. And I did personally have a meeting with someone from Goldshell, and we talked about Casper mining, and they told me they studied the project of Casper mining, and they believe that was a very difficult decision to make, probably because the competition was too high. Okay, as I said a while ago, I personally have received 0 orders for this KS3, and I will feel very bad if I receive any orders for this. Well, anyway, that is not a financial advice. It is just my personal opinion, and it's also the opinion from some of the distributors that I met with. I did ask them seriously about their opinion on this miner, and they tell me they believe there's high risk, and it is going to make a lot of people regret. In Chinese, we say 割韭菜, cutting the leeks. I checked on Google, and it says 韭菜 is garlic chives or Chinese leeks. So in China, we don't want to become leeks that can be cut by other peasants or farmers. It's basically just a synonym of being taken advantage of. It's like they promote something new and they don't like it by themselves, okay? And you bought them, and they suddenly drop the price, or just the market is just completely ruined. So the return of your investment becomes 0, and you totally regret the decision. Okay, so that's about the KS3. I do hope that you can seriously think twice before you buy this KS3 miner or any type of Casper miner like Ice River, KS2, KS1. Okay, the next altcoin miner from bitmain I would like to talk about is E9 Pro. So this model E9 Pro is just like the S19J Pro Plus 120 terahash. It kept going down and down and down. Recently, it does seem to be picking up again. So if you would like to get this miner, this is something that you have to know. And we hope that the bottom is coming back again, but there's no guarantee that will happen. But at least we know the price we're getting for this machine is a really good one. Even if you are buying at a higher price, it is still a much better price than before. Okay, lastly, L7. For the L7, it is also the same thing with the previous 2 models. This miner has never been this cheap, but it does seem to be picking up again. However, after August or any other month, when the Litecoin halves, this price may change again. You probably would like to grab an E9 Pro more easily because there's no such concern like halving. For the L7, it does look like it may hit a new bottom. Let's see what's gonna happen after the Litecoin halves. Okay, so that's with the Antminers. Right now, let me give you a little update for pretty much all the other brands. Watts Miners, Ice River, Goldshell, and Jazz Miner. Okay, first of all, Ice River. I did mention a little while ago that I wanted to do a video on the Altminer M2, but the market was overwhelmed by the idea of Ice River even before any delivery was made. Here is a very noticeable model that I need to talk to you. If you just don't want to lose too much, but if you want to start on mining, Ice River KS0 may be a good option because it is really cheap. And for specific tip for buying this miner, I can tell you I can get this miner cheaper than the manufacturer because I can get a much better price from the distributor. We can get the price with the original PSU at a less price. But the delivery time of this miner is a little bit confusing because the spot order seems to be much more expensive, and right now we are buying at a much less price. Will the lead time predicted by the distributors or the manufacturer be reliable? Are they really going to be delivering these machines on time as they said? We don't know. But the surest thing that I can guarantee to you is that I will be only procuring any model only from reliable distributors, people that have been doing multiple business with. Okay, this KS3 has 2 PSUs, third-party PSUs and original PSU. My suggestion is to get the original PSU because the miner of Ice River KS0 or any other models will be delivered in Hong Kong instead of China. The third-party PSU, although it is cheaper, it is from mainland China. And that way you have to ship from two different places. That is not making the cheaper PSU looking more workable solution because you're shipping twice. Okay, so that's with the Ice River. Let me talk to you about Goat Shell. So I did have a very long meeting. It was 3 hours long. I sat down with someone from Goat Shell, and they also one of their exclusive distributors in Shenzhen. I mean, that is a real distributor that's been supplying a lot of the vendors that you've been dealing with. So with Goat Shell, we covered many topics, including KD5, KD6, about what I think they did wrong in the past, and about what I'm curious about what they're gonna do in the future. And we also talked about the KS3 miner. As I said a while ago, that they didn't develop any miners for Casper mining because after thorough study, they think the idea is really terrible. I don't know why. Maybe because they figure that the bitmain is making a monster miner for Casper mining. So what is their future plan? Their future plan or future goal is to repeat the success in 2021 to 2022. And they do tell me that when bitmain developed the miner of K7 and some other altcoin miners, it's because they are trying to copy what Goat Shell is doing. Is that really true? I don't know. It could be just bragging, or it could be true. But there's definitely no doubt that they made a lot of success with this case of KD5, KD6, and all these altcoin miners. And there's something that you may not believe, and there's something that is very likely to be the truth, that I think there are a lot of distributors that would be making probably more money than Goat Shell themselves. If not one single distributor, it may be distributors altogether. Because the Goat Shell is giving the miner at one certain price, and these distributors are adding a lot of price on top of the original price. So it is possible the distributors are making a lot more money than the manufacturer itself. Okay, they may have another future plan. It is that they may develop some other electronic products like smartwatches. And I did notice that, they have a colleague, and I saw on their wrist they wear some sort of watch. And they also asked me if I have any interest to promote their products. So my question for them is that how is your watch different than any other watch? And I have a suggestion for them. Maybe you guys can develop some watches specifically for the mining professionals. Or maybe your watch can be used to monitor the mining or change the parameters of your miners. And they really like the idea. Okay, so that's pretty much about Goat Shell. The third brand that I would like to talk to you about is Miners. 2 weeks before I came out of China, I sat down, I personally met with the largest distributor for Miners. They bought tens of thousands of Miners for M50, M30s, and I did get an opportunity to visit one of their warehouses, and it was really huge. It was full of Miners. It was unbelievable. Okay, something very important to notice about the miners is their quality. They really have superior quality. In the mining community, there's even some people saying that the new miners will always choose bitmain Antminers, but the old miners will like the miners more, especially the miners in Russia. They like miners more than the Antminers. Is that really true? Are you from Russia? Tell us what your experience has been. Anyway, the guy that I met here in Portugal that is doing the miner repairing also tells me that he believes the miners has a much better quality than the Antminers. It is less likely to have problems. You almost have no concerns for repair, and that is also the same opinion that I've heard from many other distributors, vendors, and many other people that I met. Although I know Antminer is not a very popular brand, it is not a famous brand as Antminers or not even Goat Shell or Ice River at the current stage, I do like to give a big shout out to them, because if everyone is saying they are better than bitmain, there could be some reason. But why is that everyone is buying Antminers, not any other miners for Bitcoin mining? It's also possible bitmain is actually doing a better job. I don't know why, but that's the market, okay? And for the current stage, we are not seeing the Antminer is having a better price than the Antminers, although it is a less known brand. But anyway, they're not much different in price. So it's like the cost factor won't be the biggest when you are making the choice between these two brands. I know some of you guys may say Miners doesn't have repair centers outside China. You always have to send the machines back to China. I don't know if that is really the case, but sometimes with the bitmain warranty Even though it is available outside China, it is almost like nothing. You have to send the machines to some of the locations bitmain gives you, and it's very expensive, like 600 euros or 300 euros per miner, and that is very expensive. And I did have a client that told me that they sent like 2 miners to some location in Laos, Southeast Asia, and when the miners are returned to him in Greece and here in Europe, the miners are still broken. And I do believe there are many complaints about the after-sales service that is given by bitmain. However, I'm not here to make bitmain look very bad. I just hope that they can do a better job. I'm not speaking for bitmain, or I'm not speaking for WhatsApp miners. I'm speaking for the mining community, for guys like you. Okay, coming to the last brand I would like to talk about today, aside from Antminers, it is Miner. And there's only one model I would like to talk about, their Miner X4Q. And the reason why I talk about this miner is because I have received a lot of inquiries for this miner. Although I have received only like 2 units of orders for this miner, but it does seem a very interesting model because people like it because of its efficiency. It consumes very little power and is very silent. And the price of this miner X4Q has been very stable. Although their latest update is that their final delivery would be slightly higher than the original specifications, but the price for per mega hash would be still the same. Well, basically, I'm just saying the price has been very stable. You don't have to worry too much about the price changes. However, there seems to be a very big concern. It is the delivery time. I remember by earliest, they promised like, they can deliver by May. And now June has passed. Right now we come at July. Will they deliver by July, or would it be in August? We don't know. Anyway, I'm talking about this model not because I get paid by Miner. It's only because I think it is really important to cover many other brands at the same time, not just Antminers. So in this way, we can have an idea of the whole picture. If I just talk about the Antminers, it will look like bitmain has absolutely monopoly over the mining industry. Monopoly is not always healthy. We do like Apple, but we also like other brands like Samsung or some Chinese brands like Huawei, and that would be healthy for the entire industry. Okay, so that's pretty much about my video today. The most important thing is that I'm back. Okay, Charlie Ling is back. While I'm still a ASIC miner seller, I'm still a YouTuber. I will not leave this platform. I will always come back. And I guarantee to you, I will post more videos more regularly, more often. If I'm not doing that, please give me a reminder, send me a text message, or give some comment for my videos. Hey Charlie, we need more videos. Okay, I'm sure that today you may have noticed that I'm doing this video in a much relaxed way than before. However, I'm not saying that I'm not doing my best to do the video today. I'm just saying I'm trying to do this in a different way. I still did outlines before I do this video, as I did before. So please feel free to let me your opinion about if you like me doing this video in this way, or if you like me to do videos in the old ways. But I do hope that if I do more relaxed videos, or as DJ Mine says, boring videos, I will definitely do more videos in the future. Okay, that's pretty much for this video. I look forward to see you in my next video. Thank you.